Do you ever feel nostalgic, wistful for the times of old, feeling like you were born in the wrong meta, and you just wish the meta wasn't dominated by one single gun?
The crowd's non-committal, always in the middle. It bothers you a little, it bothers you a little. Why can't we be like Shroud and Dan? Yeah. You don't want to settle, didn't you get the memo? You only get the win if you're following the meta. This is enough to drive you mad. If you think Warzone is getting old, find an old striker full of 45s, pop a few dudes and it all comes back. If you think Warzone is getting old, find an old striker full of 45s, pop a few dudes with it and come dance with me.
Welcome to Break the Meta, Striker 45. Okay, I may or may not be a little bit late on this one, and that's probably because I have a pretty big backlog of weapons that I want to talk about in Warzone. I'm getting through them as fast as I can. Anyways, let's talk about the Striker 45. The Striker 45 is a below average SMG with a weird bouncy recoil. It's got meh damage, it's got subpar range. It's just not great. Now, you may be thinking, Walrus, why in sound body and mind would I even think about using this gun? Well, if you've watched the last video, #plug, and are going to be continuing to watch this series, you probably have already guessed the answer. It's because of ammo conversions.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the 45 hollow point rounds, the sexiest new innovation in murdering people's faces. These lovely ladies will fire in groups of 2, and these bad boys cause massive damage, let me tell you. On impact, they will take down a fully armored target in just 4 headshots, or 7 body shots. I think it's 7, I can't really tell, but the trade-off is that you only get 12 rounds before you have to reload. This sounds like a pretty big downside, but don't you worry, your little pretty faces, we will cover this later on in the build. The answer is pretty obvious.
Anyways, it's time to look upon one of the highest damage and honestly highest skill weapons you can run inside of Warzone. So after messing around some more off camera, this is the build that I have finally settled on for this weapon. The point that I do want to make with this though is that there are a couple different options that you can make when kitting out this gun with the hollow point rounds. What I've settled on is the monolithic suppressor, the longest barrel at the 400mm stainless steel, the Merc foregrip, the hollow point 12-point rounds, because that's kind of the whole point of this, and sleight of hand to get around the limited mag size. I have played around with different attachments a lot, and I mean a lot. There's a lot of different options that you can run with this thing. This is just what I have found to be the most consistent one. But you can also run the commando foregrip if you feel that the recoil is a little bit too bouncy, like going side to side too much. And if you just can't get used to the awkward iron sights of this thing, slap on either the VLK sight or the red dot. How to use. From my experience, this gun melts at medium range, and at close range it's pretty good too, so long as you do hit your shots. You will most likely kill 1 target per mag because of the limited mag size. This is why sleight of hand is so important, because you're going to be reloading a lot. This is another one of those pop off a couple rounds, dip back into cover again, hit and run guerrilla warfare type playstyles, much like the last video. The playstyle is look for your first victim, drop them, get into cover, reload, find your next victim, drop them, and just keep repeating this cycle. You are not going to be able to stand and deliver with this gun. You have to be smart about your gunfights, and you have to pick them wisely. But if you do this, and you continue to do this, until nothing remains but the glorious remains, you shall bathe in the blood and screams of your enemies. Just drop 1 target 1 at a time, and keep that ammo in mind. You do have sleight of hand, but you don't want to run out mid-shooting somebody. In terms of pairing this weapon, you could go with something boring and pair this with your favorite sniper like the CAR or the HDR, but personally I love using this with a backup long-range bullet hose type weapon. So the Kilo, the M13, the M4, or the nerfed Grau are all lovely options. But you will most likely see me running this with either the AMAX or the FAL. The AMAX just has hilarious killing power, and that range on it is pretty solid. And the FAL? Well, the FAL kind of does everything right now. Like, no, seriously, this thing can now challenge snipers, as well as just being a Swiss Army knife of a weapon. It's super good to run alongside a unique specialty weapon, like the Striker. Okay, I know what you're thinking at this point. Will this break the meta? Sadly, still my answer is no. I have yet to find that definitive meta-breaking weapon. But this gun has hilarious stopping power. It's only held back by the limited ammo size, which sleight of hand does help out with that quite a bit. It still makes it tricky to use. However, once mastered, this gun becomes so much fun to use and is laughably strong at taking down a target one at a time. But again, that's the key. It's one target at a time. So pick your shots, follow Thanos' advice on where to aim, and you will do just fine with this just fun skill cannon. It's not gonna break the meta, but it's damn fun to use in it. By the way, if you have a gun suggestion that you want me to try, go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification bell, because I do stream fairly regularly here on YouTube. I don't have a stream schedule because I work full time, but hey, you'll be notified when I do go live if you do that. And you can ask me all of your Warzone questions on that live stream. See you guys there.